Welcome everyone to the show. I'm your host Don Vic. You already know we in the building, baby. What's going on? What's going on, everyone? Today is a great day. Today is a great day. I hope everyone is having a great day. Um, I was at a great show today with my man Anthony. Parapost investigator was actually on the show today. I want to thank him for having me on the show. It was a great time being on the show. I also want to thank the P3 family that shows so much support. Um, you guys are great. Also, the Parapost Network, my man Brian Lavardi, and everyone else in that platform. You guys are awesome, and I want to thank you guys for the support. And of course, my YouTube followers and my followers here on Facebook. Thank you guys so much. My followers on TikTok and Instagram. Boy, oh boy, we everywhere. Woo, boy. So, uh, Jackie, how you doing, Jackie? Thank you for logging in. So today we have a special guest coming on the show. She is also part of the P3 family, and we want to thank her for coming on the P3 family. She's also a paranormal investigator, and she's also a talk show host like myself. That's amazing. I wonder how she feels being on the other side of the table, okay? So we're going to bring aboard the show. We're going to talk to her, find out what she's been doing prior and what she's doing now at this present day. And please, guys, welcome Anna Maguerit to the show.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, hi, hi. Hey, hey, hey.
What's up?
You tell me, how's everything going over there on the New York, Jersey side?
New Jersey's actually been very overcrowded, but it's, the typical.
Oh, well, we're both from the east side. I'm from Boston. You from Jersey. We only like hours away. So that's awesome.
Yep.
And it's cold as hell out here today, let me tell you.
Okay? Yeah. It really is. That rain really made it really chilly today. So,
yeah. So, you're a paranormal investigator.
Yep.
And you're also a talk show host.
Yes. Cool. Yes, I am.
Okay, so let's start first by asking you, how does it feel to be part of the P3 family first? Let's talk about that.
It's been the most amazing feeling that I haven't had in a long time through the paranormal field. To be part of a wonderful family and really nice people, it has opened a lot of doors for me. And I want to thank Matt for letting me join this big paranormal family. It's just full of love, and I'm loving every moment of it.
That's amazing. I love them. I'm not actually a paranormal investigator at all, but you know, uh, these guys have been following me, and they love my show, they love my energy, so they made me part of that family, and I'm honored as well as you are to be part of that group. Also, the Parapost Network with Brian Lavardi. I don't know if you're part of that network.
Yeah, I think so. I'm belong to so many paranormal groups now. I can't even keep up with it.
Well, that's because that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
You want the exposure. You want people to know who you are.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Right. So, when did you get into the paranormal? What inspired you? What got you started to even get into the paranormal world?
My childhood. I always experienced a lot of weird things. My mother, God rest her soul, she got me into the ghost movies. I used to watch them when I was little, and my aunt was also a big thing into it. So ever since I was a child, experienced a lot of unknown things. I didn't know what was going on. So as I got older at the high school, after my parents passed away, I wanted to seek more answers. So after that, I got really into the field.
What was one of your scariest? What was one of the scariest movies you saw?
I have a whole list. I'm a big horror fan, and God, I have so many.
Which one scared you the most? Let's put it that way. Which movie that you saw that scared you the most out of all of them?
I would say The one that still gets to me till this day that I cannot watch by myself, sorry to say, is Silver Bullet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine's is be The Exorcist.
You know what? Exorcist 3 still gets me very jumpy. Like there's some parts in there, it's like, oh my god, I need the covers.
Yeah, yeah. That's so scary. So hold on. Let's just let some of these guys join in. Hold on. Who's this?
Hey,
Jackie. Jackie Dunn. Hi, Jackie. How you doing? Thank you for joining. And
Joshua.
Joshua. Hi, Joshua. And we got some other people on YouTube that we don't know who they are yet. But so what? So you got into the paranormal when you was younger.
Yes.
How old were you when you say you started getting into really the paranormal investigating and stuff like that?
I would say at least 15,
Wow.
16 years old. Yeah, right out of high school. Well, during high school, but more what once I was done with school. So
Okay. So doing your investigations at that age, um, what would you say was one of the most um, scariest moments that you have, or one of your most, um, you know, interesting events that you had?
um the one that comes to mind is when I was still with my mom in her house. It was kind of like a house slash apartment. It was really big to be a house. But anyway, there was a moment where my mom was sitting on the couch. I was at my computer. I had my back turned. And then all of a sudden, I turn around and there's a wall next to the door. I turn around and all of a sudden, I see a full blown shadow glide from my room off the wall. And after that, um, I couldn't believe what I saw because my mom, when she was sitting there with me, she was sheet white, and I said, "What's the matter?" She's like, "I literally physically got touched behind my back," and we that apartment, let me tell you, is insanely creepy. Like we had so much going on with that apartment.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you at that moment did you try to connect with what you saw, or did you just let it go?
I kind of let it go only because I wasn't into the whole paranormal field at that time. To me, it was just kind of like it was. I knew it was there, so I kind of just let it go because I really didn't want to talk to it.
Right,
So I
right,
was like, "No, you can go. I'm good."
right. Did you encounter any other activity in the house besides that shadow that you saw? Was there any more activity?
Yes, we've heard walking up and down the hallway. We had disembodied voices quite a few times. During the summer, my bedroom would be not in the summer, in the winter. It will get really cold at one point without having the AC on, and it will always stay like that throughout the whole house. And we would never knew why it would stay that cold. When we moved in, that room, of course, that was mine, was painted black and it had writing underneath the window. So something goes to tell you they were doing stuff in that house.
Right. Wow. So feeling that coolness in a location can mean that there could be a spirit there.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And how long did you guys stay in that apartment?
Um, it's hard to remember. It's been a long time since I remember back. Um, I can't think off the top of my head, but we were there for quite a while until my mom moved to Florida. So I just don't remember off the top of my head how long we were there.
Well, you want to tell you guys are brave, because if it would have been me, I would have.
Right.
The first thing I saw, I would have said, "Mom, let's pack. I'm out of here. I'll live in the car. I'll live in the garage, but I'm not staying up here."
Well, we kind of had no choice in America. We were kids, and that's where we had the only place to stay. And like I said, when you're a kid, it's like you really don't understand at that time until you get older to really understand what the paranormal stuff really is.
So, what was going through your mind at this time when you was encountering these things?
Oh shit moment.
There must be a whole lot of diapers going on around the house.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That is so
The
funny.
oh shit moment.
That's so funny that you say that, and I don't, I have to say, Caucasian people are very, very cocky because they can sit there and take that. See, my people, we won't stick around for that. We ain't gonna stick around for the second segment of what's gonna happen. We gonna get the hell out of there, okay?
Yep.
But it's crazy because I talk to a lot of paranormal teams, and I kind of get the same feedback and kind of the same stories and stuff, and it's just amazing how we have that other side, that we are still trying to figure out how it works, and why a lot of these spirits are still here.
Yeah.
And and I do ask a lot of questions to, like people like yourself that are investigators, and I get the same response back all the time, and I get it, but I don't know what response I'm looking for, because there's so much unanswered questions, right? That we have, that I have, that you guys have as investigators, that are not answered, and not every answer to what we say is a wrong answer, right?
Right.
So what can you do, or trying to do different, to bring to the table as a paranormal investigator?
Proof that there really are spirits out there.
Right.
Try to bring as much proof as possible between pictures, EVPs, anything that will bring to the table that will make your head spin.
Well, mine's spinning already.
No, I don't need to make your head spin. Just don't vomit on the show. That's all I'm asking.
Well, I'll tell you, my head is spinning already, girl. You ain't got to tell me nothing. My head is, okay. Hi, Sue. So these hi, Sabrina. So being an investigator, what would be your biggest fear when you go out to investigate?
My biggest fear, facing, I would have to say, I haven't faced a evil spirit yet, or a demon, which I know I probably have, but I don't pay attention to it. But I don't want to be part of a exorcism. That's a definitely no for me. Seeing white eyes, yeah, that's definitely no for me. So that's the top of that. So yeah, no, something with white eyes and then people really do get to me. Yes,
white eyes.
Look at that.
Me,
You're probably gonna do it to me now.
Oh boy. So so those are chances that you guys as investigators take.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm asking you this because I want people to know that you guys do take a chance when you go, when you guys go and do the investigation. This ain't just going to the woods or to an abandoned house or wherever, or a hospital, and just take pictures and talk through a machine and hope that you get something in return, some type of response in return. You guys take a big risk on coming home with something attached, or a bad spirit or a demon to appear, and that's very important for people to know, or that are want to be investigators, that these are possibilities that can happen to an investigator.
Right. Yeah. It definitely is a challenge to go to these places, especially cemeteries, because you just don't know what you're going to be up against. You don't know what kind of spirit you're going to be up against. There's so many good and bad and evil and angry and nasty. It definitely is a challenge.
Right. So, uh, Joshua Dickerson saying, but sometimes you can be attacked in your home. Absolutely. So,
Yes.
that's only if you bring something, or something gets attached to you and you bring it home. That
Um, it's a possibility. You can also can get attacked if the house is haunted as well. Either you're haunted or the house is haunted. So there's so many different ways that you can be attacked.
Okay, so when a person is attacked, or a spirit wants to be attached to someone, is it because that person is pulling that energy, or is it because they're weak and they feel like they can get into that person? What's your thought on that?
My thought on that is the person can be very depressed. They can have very negative energy their whole life. They hate so many things. They're scared of things. So spirits, when they sense that, they love to feed off that typical energy off of people. The reason why they don't come at people who are positive, because they're always constantly positive and they don't like the feeling of that, so they don't bother those type of people. I'm sure they do in some ways, but because they're a lot stronger with their energy, they have a hard time really having attached to them.
Right. So how would you deal with someone that has something attached to them? How would you deal with that? How would you free them from that attachment? Do you have some type of sort of things that you do, a prayer, or holy water? What is it that you do to try to help that person get detached from that spirit?
I would say have a strong belief in God, of course. Anything that you believe in with angels, Saint Michael's is a big prayer in the paranormal field. Holy water, yes. Um, Sage protection. But when somebody has a spirit attachment, my advice is not to help that person by yourself, because there's ways where you think you know what you're doing, but then again, um, you can hurt yourself in the long run. So I would suggest you have a group with you, a priest, of course, because you just don't know what you're going to be running into at that point. So I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Right. I agree. I agree with you 100% in that. Um, Definitely. Okay, so I've spoken to some paranormal investigators in the past, and I spoke to them, and sometimes you guys go out and you investigate, and you get nothing, you get no you get no response back, right?
Right.
And so what I asked one of the guys was, well, maybe is because depending on where you at, depending on where you at, how do we know that the person or the spirit that you're talking to speaks your language? What if you're in a holy or a Native American um land where they don't understand English? So when you speak to them, they don't understand. That's why you don't get no communication. Could that be also a reason why people don't get response when they go to do these
Yes,
investigations?
that is definitely a possibility. Um, Different languages with different spirits can be hard to grasp on that information when it comes to that point. You would want to get somebody who knows how to speak different types of languages to make it better on your end. But then again, how would you know what kind of language is actually speaking to get that particular person? That's another problem too. So the spirit could lie to your face and be French and Italian and
Right.
try to, you know, brush you off by being a jerk. So they will do that.
Okay. So that's a good point that you said that, because my next question is, being an investigator, when you go do an investigation, you do some research on where you're going.
Of course.
Right. Okay. So by doing that research, how far back do you go to even know if what type of ground that is? If it's, was there Germans there in the 1800s? Were there Germans? Were there Russians? Were they I don't know, Chinese descent or Latinos? You know.
So basically, what we do in the field is to get to that deep information. We will have somebody from the team look into far back as where has the land been, because the land can carry so much energy from either being in a war or having Indian burial ground, or there could have been like a cemetery that somebody dug up that you don't know of. And then you go into the house. You start with the house history, where the house has been, who has died in the house. Does the house have other histories that we should be aware of? Stuff like that. But it's best to know where the land has been, because you don't know what kind of energy that land has had from the past.
Right. Okay. Say you come face to face with something demonic, right? How would you deal with that? And how would you know it's demonic?
Well, if you're very highly sensitive, like I am, I wouldn't be able to step into the room or near the spirit, because the energy of the room can be so thick where I won't be able to go in there. But I will run away.
I
I'll be
don't
like,
want. I don't
I'll
want
be
you
like, "Bye,
investigating.
I will see you later. Have a nice day. Write me an email. I'll get back to you."
Be like, I quit. I don't want
That's
to be
it.
investigated no more.
I'm
I'm
done.
done.
That's it.
Well, I know not to call you for any help.
No. Well,
That's
I'll
all I
be
want
right
to
and
call
get
you.
my priest. He'll come see you.
Okay. For real. That is so funny. So, and the reason why I asked that is because, um, investigators need to know the difference,
Yes.
from a spirit
Mhm.
to a bad spirit to a demonic spirit,
Yes.
and what different feelings a person would get when you come face to face to these identities, and it's good to know, because maybe some new investigators don't know
No.
that.
Yeah, they're walking in blinded. I'm
Right.
telling you that right now. And don't take offense with my answer, but you, with new paranormal investigators, should get trained from the bottom up, like every step of the way, because they're walking into something where um, there'll be a point that they can't handle it, and they're like, "Oh, we quit." You just can't quit and can't handle it. You gotta make sure that if you quit, you don't have an attachment. How do you not know that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now they're stuck. Now they're being haunted because they did something stupid. So it's always good to train people from the bottom up. So this way they get the right knowledge, the right tools. There's so many things I can't even tell you that I'm still learning after 10 years about this field. It's insane.
Right. Right. What is your opinion as an investigator, and doing this for 10 years? Why I asked our investigators this. Why do you think that these spirits still linger here and don't cross over?
It depends on how they died. They could have unfinished business. They just don't want to leave Earth, and they weren't ready to die at that. Sometimes when people die out of nowhere, their spirit can be very confused from that, and they're just not ready to cross over.
So see, that is confusing to me. And I'm gonna tell you why it's confusing to me. Because all my life growing up, I've heard that when you die, you go straight to heaven. I was never told about this middle section that we're talking about, which is what we talk, the spirit still lingering. Because
Right.
now you're telling me this. So now it's not hell and heaven. Now it's hell, heaven, and
And
something
something in the middle.
in the
Yep.
middle. So that's confusing.
It
So
can be, yes.
so my question is, you know, like you said, these people stay because they don't know that some of them don't know that they're dead. Some have unfinished business.
Right.
I get that, but now this is where it confuses me. So say that they decide they finish whatever they thought that they didn't finish here.
Right.
Why not go then cross over?
They just don't want to anymore. For so many reasons. They could be a unfinished business with family, friends. They want to say sorry for maybe they had a fight before they died and they get to say their goodbyes. There's so many different things to go with that. It's insane.
Wow. So, people, if you're still living, please tell your loved ones everything you need to say now before you pass crossover, because you want to go straight to heaven. You don't want to be lingering around, and then you're talking to your cousin, and he's sitting there. He's not listening because you think you're still alive, and it's here he's dead. Okay, so and the reason why I ask you that, Anne, is because I get the same answer, right? Because
Mhm.
they got unfinished business and this and that, but which comes to question, um, what about those Native Americans and those other people that died in the wars, 1800s, that are still here? They have all that time to now to finish whatever they
Yep.
wanted to finish, but they still here. Why not cross over? And 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 for us humans, what we want to do after we die is go to heaven.
Right.
It's to see the kingdom of God. So
Yep.
why why don't they want to go to the light?
I think it's because they're so attached to the land that they have war on that they claim that it's theirs, and they feel like um, they can't be very lost. They feel like, okay, is the war over or is it still going? In their mind, because they get shot so fast at a split second, they don't have time to think. So after they pass away, they still think that the war is going on. And I believe that's the reason why they're still attached to that land. Native Americans, um, they are very into what they're into, and they are protecting their land. That's their land, and they don't want nobody on it. And they probably feel like they have still unfinished business, still protecting their land.
Okay, so what do we call those people? Are they in hell? Are they like what do we call that? Are they in heaven? Are they in hell? Are they like what do we call that section there? I mean, because I'm confused. Like I always thought hell and heaven, nothing in between.
Nope,
Now that I'm older and I know about the paranormal, now I
nope.
know there's something in between. So what do we call
It's
that section there?
I believe it's Earthbound Spirits. There is a specific name. I apologize. I can't think of it off the top of my head at the moment. They are just stuck in between two worlds,
Right.
is the problem. Um, Spirits do have a choice after they pass away, and they choose to stay behind, and that's how they end up being stuck.
Right. So my friend Charlotte and Josh said the middle is always purgatory.
Yes, thank you. I knew it was there, but I just couldn't think of it at the moment.
Josh Joshua says the ones who die very quickly, unexpectedly, say, for instance, a car or a plane crash. Usually, it happens so quickly they truly believe they are alive.
Yes, that is very true.
But that's
Um,
but that's so like
yeah,
that's
it's
so
very confusing. Why
it's
why
it's
don't you
confusing
want to
because
know?
like once you crash, once you die, auto to me and from what I've been told, automatically you either go straight up
Or straight down?
or you go straight down. You
That's
don't
it.
sit there and wonder if you're still alive, or you're stuck in the middle. Like I was never told that. I was either told you're going up, you
Yeah,
die, your
same
spirit.
way, up and down. That's it.
Right.
Um,
So it's very confusing. This is why I'm glad we're talking about this.
well, that's what makes the paranormal field so interesting because um, they just don't know where to go and they're just stuck. And it's just crazy. It really is.
Yeah. Joshua calls it suspended animation.
I guess they need a ticket to go to heaven or flames to go to hell. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, Josh. You know what I'm saying? I need a straight ticket all the way straight up. I don't want that in between ticket. You know what I mean? Because if I get that in between ticket, let me tell you, I'm going to be chasing everybody that did me
I
wrong.
was just gonna say that.
I'm
Yes.
I'm gonna be pulling their toes at night. I'm gonna be
Oh
taking
yeah.
their pillows at night. Oh, you better believe that.
Yep. Yep. I want to go up, but because being in this field for so long makes me think that after I go, I want to see what everybody's talking about. Why not? I mean, I'll go up there sooner or later, but I got some stuff to take care of first.
Right, right. I
And-
understand that. I get
yeah,
it. But now this is another question, which is tough. Um, how long do you think you have before you can cross over?
you don't
No,
know.
we
It's
don't
your
know.
choice. You just don't know.
Right, because supposedly the light comes right to you,
Now,
and
yep,
you're supposed to follow the light. If the light
right,
goes,
yep.
if you miss the train, right? Well, how long is it going to take for that train to come back for you, or
It's
or
their
are, or are you just stuck there because you missed the train? You know
I,
what I
I
mean?
don't I don't think they're stuck there. I think it's their choice in the matter if they want to stay a little bit longer is what my belief is. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the light comes back every so often when their time is ready. And I think they just step away because I think either they're scared or don't know what it is, or they just really don't want to leave their families behind.
Okay, like I'm gonna tell you a story.
Okay.
One of my nephews had got into some stuff and they cut his throat, right?
Right.
And he died. He died for like 15-20 minutes before they brought him back.
Hmm.
And when he came back, he said, Uncle, I saw an angel. So when he said angel, I'm thinking he was talking about an angel.
Right. With wings. Yeah.
Right. But he was talking about his other cousin that had passed away before him.
Hmm.
And he said that he came down to him and said to him, it's not your time. And he left. Right.
Right.
So basically the light came down. That was him coming from heaven or wherever the light, because he said there was a light, and his cousin was there talking to him. So when you die, automatically that light comes down to you. So why do spirits choose? I see. This is why I'm confused. I don't know why they don't choose to take the light right away, and they just choose to stay. Um, stay lingering in this world, like
We
because
that's the answer that we're still trying to find. Like I said, we learn so many things every day, and still don't understand why they stay here. What's the reason behind it? Does something attract them? to want them to stay and do what they do, turn the lights on and off, throw furniture, take a hissy fit, go through people and possess them. We really just don't know.
Or there could be something that's trying to stop them from going to the light, and they're afraid to cross that whatever it
Unless
is
they
that's
think they're going down there. That's the
right,
thing. They're probably afraid of all their sins that they have.
right. But regardless, you're gonna have to face your sins regardless
That's
of
it.
staying here or not. So I I would take that chance and take the light regardless. So
Yeah. I mean, what's the
so
worst that can happen?
right, you already did. So um,
Seriously.
these are there's a lot of questions that are we're seeking answers to, and it's very hard to get the questions to get the answers. Um, I've spoken to some investigators where they spoke to some spirits and they've asked the spirits, do they want to cross over? And they say yes, they want to cross over. And some of them say, well, follow the light, you know, follow the light if you want to cross over. And some of them do. Some of them follow and they do cross over. But how do we know they cross over?
We just don't. I think it's just an energy that we feel. If we all do it at all once, um, we, like I said, I think we just know at a certain point. That is very, it's not that it's hard to answer that. You just don't know. You really don't. And the unknown, you just really don't, to be honest with you.
Right, right. So Josh was saying a lot of murderers victims will not cross over until justice happens or their murderer dies.
Yes. Yes. Unfinished business.
Right. Well, that's insane.
It is insane.
That's because that's like you're stuck there till you know this guy or person dies so that you can cross over. I mean, how long? How long might that take? That might take another 10, 20 years before that person dies. So you
Yeah.
so basically you're telling me they're going to stay in that, you know,
I
in
think
perjury.
I
Yeah.
think I think it's not because they want revenge. I think at that moment they don't feel peace. They don't feel peace that part of their life was served for them. And I think the reason why is that's the reason why they stay, not to get revenge, but they want revenge so they can cross over in peace for the rest of their whatever journey that they got going off of them.
Mm, wow. This is why.
Called guilt.
Right.
Guilt.
Oh boy, this is why this the paranormal is so interesting,
It
and
is.
why a lot of see the paranormal is just like Bigfoot, right? So many. What I'm saying is that it's a creature that we
It's a mystery.
it's a mystery. Exactly, it's a mystery. We know it exists, but we not sure because
Gosh,
it
yep.
so but it's interesting because there's so many unanswered questions, right? There's so many questions that
Yes.
are unanswered that people want to know. And we has gotten well, you guys have gotten as far as at least getting them to talk to you guys through the voice box,
Mm,
right?
right.
Some investigators use a voice box to hear them to get response back and kind of communicate with them, which is cool because it's good to know that they're there and you can communicate.
Yes.
Right. I wish they had a better device where the voices can come through clearer. You
Yeah.
know,
We always wish that.
right?
Um, the they say that the static is white noise for them. For the static, it helps them communicate through it. But for our end, then we can't hear nothing. So we always hope that there's always a better equipment out there. For me, I can hear it I know it sounds crazy, but I hear it differently than others because I am a medium. So I get the disembodied voices, which I try to tune out because sometimes it's not so pretty at times where I'm like underneath the covers, and it gets very intense when you hear it on your own, and you're like, "What are you going crazy?" I'm like, "No, I heard that." So I do use a recorder, and then I use my gift on top of it. So
What has been the best device for you to use to hear the communication, to hear the voices? What device works for you besides you hearing it? What other device works
just
good for you?
I would say just a regular old recorder. It doesn't have to be fancy. I have picked up EVPs on my phone. Just a regular recorder. That's it. I don't have to have anything big and fancy. Oh, this does this and this does that. I don't need all that. It's nice and simple EVP recorder because I've captured so many EVPs with it. So
Okay. Well, I'm about to get on Josh right now.
oh boy.
I'm about to get on Josh right now. Josh says, plus you have to understand, many have crossed over and occasionally came visit back, but go back. So basically, they can stay here, go to heaven, and come back. Now, why would you want to go to heaven? I wouldn't want to come back to earth.
No, I'd be like,
Once,
bye, see you
once,
later. I'm done.
once I cross over, I don't want to come back, Josh. What are you talking about? Okay.
Uh-uh. I want to
Okay.
rest. I don't want to be bothered.
Right.
Bye.
So is that something that they can do? Is cross over to heaven and come? I mean, I know angels can do. God can make angels come from heaven.
I never heard anything like that for the 10 years I've been in this field. To be honest with you, I think once they cross over, that's pretty much it. I don't
Right.
know if they have a choice unless they get permission to
Yes.
do something to where they have to.
Come
But
back.
besides that, I really don't think so.
Right. Right. I mean, I wish I can call somebody on the other side and say, "Hey, can you guys cross over and come back?"
Yeah, I mean, like I wish I could do that with my family, but
Right.
apparently I can't. So
I'm thinking what Josh is saying, that is they can go to have, they can cross over to the light and come back to where the meat the
in the
perjury,
middle,
yeah,
yeah,
the middle again, and go back and forth. But I'm saying, why would people want to do that? I mean, is
I
that
don't
a
know.
choice? See, there's so many things.
Maybe they
It's
don't like the rules of heaven. I don't know. Maybe
well,
they like to feel like they're free where they were, and now they're uncomfortable, and it's like shit. Oh
yeah,
my god! Now I have to go back. Excuse my language. Whoops, that slipped.
right. So see, so that's interesting because for us, the people, you and I, when we grew up, when we say crossover in heaven, to us in our mind is glory, is the kingdom of God.
Yeah,
It's where you want to be
no
when you
more
cross
pain.
over. There's nothing above that, or that, or or beneath that. It's just heaven. That's where we all want to go to. But
Mhm.
now, listening to what Josh is saying and other investigators are saying that they can cross over and come back. I know that is true because my nephew came to my other nephew's, when he died, and told him that he wasn't, everything was going to be okay, wasn't his time, but he went back up. So
Right.
like he wasn't thing. So I believe that part, that
Yes,
God
that I
that
believe as
God can,
well. Yeah.
right, that God can send one of your loved ones to tell you, hey, it's not your time, blah blah blah, and then send them back.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm.
from going to heaven to back to, what was that word? Perjury, or whatever it was,
Purgatory.
purgatory. I don't think that, to me, I don't think that could happen. I don't think God will send you from heaven to come into the middle and stay there, and and just linger around. You know, when you got spirits that are no good spirits. You know, why will God send some of His good angels in between where they can mingle with bad spirits and bad and demonic spirits that are still in that area?
I don't know. That is something that is like,
Right.
um, I just don't know for that answer because, like I said, we're learning so much with this field, and like you said, there's so many damn answers that it's like we're still trying to get answers for.
Right. Josh says, "Well, I'm not a practicing religious person."
And then you have a
Oh,
sense of friend,
Josh is funny. Yes, my brother did for me. Yes, my brother did for me. Okay, so Charlotte wrote us a story.
holy God, okay. Thank you for the story.
Yeah. Well, she's just okay. Please see the light when they think they are going to die. I saw the light, then saw the most beautiful angel, then the most beautiful vision of Jesus. See, that I did because I was incarcerated one time, and when I was incarcerated, I was talking to this kid across my cell that was into church real deep, and he used to want me to come to church. He said, "You're big, you know." He said, "Everybody in this prison loves you, even the gods. They bring you food to your cell. Like they don't bring nobody else food but you. You got a good soul. You have something around you that attracts people."
Mhm,
So we had that night. About 12 midnight, I'm about to lay down because I was working out in my cell. And as I lay down, I felt like you said, a black shadow come in my cell. Something
mhm,
it was no I knew it was no good because I was scared and the energy wasn't right. So it came into the cell, it turned the cell dark, and I turned to the side with my face facing the wall, and I felt it standing and right beside my bed. So I started praying, and it went away. Right.
right.
2 days
Yeah,
later, 2 days later, I have a dream,
okay,
and in my dream, I'm walking down some spiral stairs, right?
right,
And in front of me was I call it Jesus. I call him Jesus because he had a he had a robe, and
okay,
the robe was white with gold, and there was a cat the same color, white and gold. And as he was walking down and I was walking behind him, the cat was jumping like around him and in a circle, like in joy. And I felt joy. I felt alive. I felt no fear. Right. So I
right,
follow him down the spiral stairs to the bottom of the spiral stairs, and I look up and I see my father laying on the tomb that Jesus was laying on. So my father's got his hands like this. He's got his head turned, but he's talking to me. I don't know what he's saying, but I know he's talking to me.
right.
That disappears, whatever, boom, I wake up, whatever. A year later, I get out of jail, boom, and I'm heading to New York to go do something in New York. I get a phone call, hey, you got to come back to Boston. Pops is at the hospital, and we don't know if he's going to make it. So I turned around and came back, and I went to see my father. And my father was laying down the same way I saw him a year ago when I saw Jesus or whatever I saw that took me down there to see my father. So that was a vision that he gave me to see, so I expected that because I already seen it a year ago happen.
Mhm.
But
That's crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. But like Charlotte said, the vision of Jesus, I seen that vision, and so I know there's something out there that's good, that's Jesus
Yes,
is out there. So I believe
yes,
in that. So she says, visions, I could not breathe. When you see the light, the most beautiful feeling of peace, that's exactly what I felt. Peace. comes over you. Exactly what I felt when I follow that Jesus or
Mhm.
whatever it is I saw. And the thing, I didn't see the face. And I see, all I saw was the back. I couldn't tell you if the hair was gold, black. I just knew I followed the robe and the that's all I seen. I think the child was like a light. It was like a bright light. I couldn't see the face.
That's crazy.
Yes. It said it stays with you forever. Some people have seen the loved ones also, they told me. God promised us eternal peace once we get to heaven, where they're put crossing over means they are always looking down at us. That's why when our friends and I, and that's where it stopped. Okay, but what she's describing right now is the same thing this I felt when I followed Jesus or whatever it is that I was following down. But it was a good feeling. I felt alive. I felt joy, going down those stairs. So there is a good side. There is a
Yes.
good side. Joshua says, "Well, the Catholic Church teaches purgatory is for not evil or angels, but a test."
Hmm. Interesting.
Right. Hi, Kathy. How you doing, sweetie? Tons of dark spirits in prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't even tell you that how bad it is in prison. He's right because we go to investigate prisons. Um, Sometimes it can be so intense you can get sick and then you gotta walk out because it's just too many.
Right. I miss him too. It's my stepbrother telling he missed my pops. I miss him too.
Oh,
Absolutely. Your dad wanted you to keep your chin up and get out to see him before his death. Definitely. I truly believe that when you have bond with one of your peers or family members, if you're really close to them, God tries to find a way to make you meet up,
yeah.
some way somehow before they pass away. And I truly believe that.
Yeah, I believe it too. And I've seen weird things like that. And I've heard stories where people are in a coma and their spirit comes out and the family gets weird experiences for signs and then they have to go see the person before they pass away and it's really strange but yeah it's I believe that too.
Right. Kathy Muhammad, good friend of mine. I told you that you radiate goodness and kindness. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I love her to death. She is so kind. Wow, Vic, my vision on Jesus was exactly like yours,
Okay.
seeing white and with gold. Yes, she's seen the same person I seen. You see how amazing this is? She's
Yes.
seen the same person. Wow, that's amazing. You know, to find out someone else have seen the same thing I've seen. And I think not everybody sees that. You have to be
No.
chosen. You have to be
Yes.
chosen to see that. And
Yep.
if you see that, there's something special with you, to be able to see Jesus in front of you, and to guide you to see something, or to prepare you to see something that's going to happen in the future. And that's what he did for me. He guided me down to this tomb to see my father. He was sending me a message. He was telling me to prepare myself for the worst. And that's what I got out of it when I put everything together. You know,
Mhm.
when I sat down and put everything together, I said, "Wow, this is what Jesus wanted me to see. He wanted me to prepare myself for what was going to happen, because me and my father was like this,
Yeah.
really, really close." And to hear Charlotte say the same thing, seeing the same thing, the same color, white with the gold, just confirms everything that I saw was true.
Um, I would like to share a little story while we're on the topic, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
I had
ahead.
a working, experience at the high school. My dad um, died of cancer. He
Mine's
was
too.
very sick in the ICU. The time he was in the hospital, I was living with my mom, and um, it must have been his time to go at that point because my mom would have a picture of me and my brother, like one of those professional pictures where
Yes.
you go on a wall, you sit, whatever. So I happened to look at the picture, and like you said, people believe in angels. I saw a halo over me and my brother. Now we checked the whole house. There was no sunlight. There was no sun coming in. There was no reflective sun hitting the picture, and we just couldn't understand why this was happening. It was very strange. And the same time, I got a phone call, and they said you should really come down and see your dad. And the next day, or in the middle of the night, he passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
It's just so weird how things happen. Josh is saying, I have the chills. I feel your dad around you, around me. He could be, man. It was really tight. And, you know, my father was a great dad, man. He had a big heart. So I won't be surprised if he is around me because he is my king. He is my guidance besides God. You are very special. Thank you, Kathy. So are you. So, you getting into the paranormal starting at a young age. You're still doing it today.
Mhm.
And what you're seeking for is for answers, like every other paranormal investigator. Is there a specific thing that you're looking for?
No, just um, basically, why am I experiencing these things? Why do these things happen? Why do they continue to happen? Why is it me? Basically, the simple information.
Right. So now that you're in P3, you're with the you with the Parapost family.
Yep.
You got more people to reach out to and get maybe help you answer some of the questions that you might have um, that you have unanswered. Um, would be nice to have a group meeting with some of the guys and some of the girls and some of the groups where you guys can sit down together and go over these questions and write down notes and see what
Yep.
will be the next step, to or what will be the next thing to encounter or try to figure out.
Right. Yep.
You
Yeah,
know,
that sounds like a good idea because, like I said, we're learning every single day. There's always something new. There's always a new spirit. There's always something behind that spirit that we need to know of, and it's like we just can't keep up with it. It's like you got to keep a diary.
right, right. I agree. So you do you have a team with you, or who's part of
Um,
your team?
I do have a team, but their research, they are about an hour and a half away. I'm kind of like a long distance member. If they come down my way in Tom's River, I will help them with some cases and stuff like that. But I have my own team personally. I do things on my own, which you not should really be doing, but I take that upon myself is the research of the unknown, and it can be very scary at times and very lonely, and you just don't know what you're walking into. But because I've been in the field for so long, it's kind of like you kind of get used to it after a while.
Okay. What are some of the places where you like to go to, or what are some of the places where you get most um connections or
Um, for me, I would say everywhere. There's always spirits lingering everywhere.
right,
And because I am so sensitive, I'm able to pick that up. I enjoy going to penitentiaries, to be honest with you. Abandoned cemeteries, but cemeteries can be um, a challenge because there can be a dark, evil spirit there that you don't know of that you are walking into. So, um, but yeah, I really do enjoy doing prisons as well. That's another big challenge. Let's see. Places from movies that have haunted history as well. California is on my bucket list for next year. There's so many things out there that I'm going to hopefully hit. So keep my fingers crossed. I'm going to Louisiana in October, which I'm excited to go back to. There's so many things that I missed the last time I was there. So there's just so many things to do. But yeah, I like penitentiaries. They're most attracted to do and stuff like that. So
Right. I was just thinking, when you got a good soul like a baby that passes away, um,
mm,
that has committed no sins, none at all, or maybe a 4 year old, 6 year old, 13-year old that committed no sins, why would God let that spirit still linger in between bad spirits or demonic spirits that are lingering in the middle and not take them directly to heaven? See,
uh,
these are questions that are hard to answer.
yeah, they are. They really are. Children's spirits, to be honest, they actually do creep me out. I kid you not. For some reason, they do weird me out. But it's just like any other spirit. They have unfinished business. They weren't ready to cross over. They're very attached to their family. They didn't want to go to the light. Do they have a choice? Like you said, yeah, they have a choice, but they chose to stay back.
Okay, now you said something. You said something that just something made me click something in my mind. You said that they good souls they stay because they didn't figure out or don't know they're dead. But to us, what we know is that when we die, it's because God sends for us.
Hmm.
So if God's sending for us, right?
Right?
If we die, when we die in our heads, we die because God sent for us. That's in everybody's mind.
That's it.
Ego
Yep.
dies because you die because God sent for you. So if
Right.
God sent for you and He's sending for you, why are you stuck in the middle?
They
You see
choose
what
to be that way.
you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
No, but if God sends for you, you shouldn't be stuck in the middle. You should go straight to heaven. The light, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
You
So
would you would
that
think they want
confuses me.
that. You know what I'm saying? You would think they want that free ticket ride. But then again, they chose the other ticket where, okay, well, I'm gonna still have fun and nobody sees me, ha ha ha. But that's not true. We kind of do. So,
So wait, so now you're telling me that God's giving you a choice to stay or go? I
yep,
mean,
yep.
but because the whole purpose
It,
of you
I
of
don't think
them,
it's God's choice. It's more like their choice. It's their choice if they want to go or not.
they're not necessarily mingling with evil spirits. Right.
No.
I get it. But it's just so confusing to me. It,
Yes. Yes.
it's
It
very
really
confusing
is.
because once you die, you shouldn't have to have a choice to stay or go. You should
No.
just
Once you
go.
go, that's it.
That's
Bye.
it, right? That's
Yep. And
that's
you're dead, you go downstairs.
that's it. That's bottom line. That's what everyone in the world thinks. You die because God sent for you. If
That's
God
how it was
said,
when I was a kid.
huh?
That's how it was when I was a kid, when I was taught.
Yes, but we all taught that. This is why I'm saying this is so confusing. That why, if God said when you die, when we die, automatically in our head we say God sent for him or sent for her. So
Mhm.
now you're going to heaven. You're going to meet God. You're going to sit in the chamber. God's going to tell you, okay, this is what you did. This is what you didn't do. Now you're going either you're going to stay here or I'm going to send you down to hell. Bottom line, right? We're not taught about the middle. You know, we're not taught about we ain't taught that when we die we can be stuck lingering in this planet as spirits.
Right.
That's not what we're taught or told when we're young or when we're growing up. It's
No.
only when you die you go to heaven. So now when you get to an age where you start watching the paranormal and they start telling you, well, the spirits that are still hanging, that's when these questions start to come up. And then you start to
Yeah.
answer, well, wait a minute, is there a heaven? Because why would God want you to stay here if you're a good soul? Why is he giving you a choice for you to make? You already did everything you had to do in this planet, which if it was good or evil. So once you're dead, he's taking your soul.
Right.
Supposedly, right? Your soul goes, he's after your soul. So why is your soul still lingering? Why is people not crossing over? What they're afraid of this light?
Oh, funny you asked that is because family who lost family still holds that guilt. And that guilt is what keeps them from crossing over because they don't want to let go. And I was taught that like I can't let go of my mom, but sooner or later I'm going to have to. So because of me, her poor soul cannot cross over. So that's another reason why they are so stuck in here.
Okay, so you're telling me that because you feel that way, she's not crossing over, right?
Right.
So then what power does God has with the soul?
Giving them a chance to a new life. That's the best way I can answer that.
This is so confusing,
I
and
know.
it's
That's
hard
the
to
best way I
comprehend.
can answer that for you. So
But no, but I'm glad that we having this conversation, Anna, because this is so interesting. This is why we have all these people logged in right now. You know what I'm saying?
great.
Because this is mind-boggling. Like
It is.
it's like you're not wrong, but you're wrong. I'm not wrong, but I'm right. So it's confusing.
Yes, it is.
There's no
Right or
um,
wrong.
questions exactly. There's no right or wrong here. We're trying to figure out
The
what
best answer.
right. What happens when you die, and why do people don't go straight to heaven where they're supposed to be? Why
Right.
still lingering? You know, and it's very very complicated. You
Yes.
know, to
Well,
understand.
well, here's another thing. How do you know what's there though?
Exactly. Another
How do
point.
you know? How do you know what they go through if there is actually is a light that they say there is, and or there's other doors for them to cross through?
Portals, if there are other
Yes,
portals, right?
yes. And
Or
we have faced portals when we do investigations. I know that sounds very bizarre, but yeah, we have.
or is it a stage that you have to go through before you go to the light? You know, like
Yeah.
see, we don't know, we're not there, but what we do know, the spirits do exist, and and we want to know why they're still here, why they're still lingering, why we still got Native Americans and people from the past still here when they should have been crossed over to God, you
Yep.
know, and why is there three levels to this and not just two levels?
And why does it take for us to help them cross over too?
Exactly, another point. Like, why do we have to? If God has the power to do all this, to just say, okay, you're coming up. Why is this not happening? You know, which leaves me with a lot of questions. Not all choosing, not all choosing to stay, but have the ability to communicate. That's what Josh is saying. It's hard for religious people to understand.
Um, He is right about that one because when it comes to religious people, they are set on one thing and one thing only, and that's what they believe in. So when it comes to the supernatural, it's a whole new level for them. So in their mind, it's like, okay, well, now this is all evil to them. They're not thinking like part of it's good, part of it's evil. It's all evil, and that's a problem. No
Right.
offense, but it's just what happens with them when people are really, really high with believing in the religious part. And it makes it hard our end to help them because they don't want to hear us what we have to say. Oh,
Right.
it's bad, it's voodoo, it's all bad from Ouija boards and all this other stuff. But we
Right.
go through so much stuff, you don't even know what we go through
and
sometimes.
and and I get that, but religious people got to understand, if this is happening where spirits are still lingering, then they got to sit back and analyze. Okay, well, wait a minute. If this is truly happening, what's going on here? You know, uh,
Yeah,
this is something that they would want to investigate and wonder. And ask the questions that we're asking. Why? Because for religious people that believe in God and stuff, in their minds, they think, well, you and I think that we die, we go straight to heaven or
right.
hell. There's no in between.
Nope, but there is,
But there
unfortunately.
is an in between.
Yep.
So they got to look at that too. So this is why this subject is so interesting and so important to talk about, because there's a lot of non-believers and there is believers.
And then when we do make them believe, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm having a whole shit moment." So
So Raymond is saying people are given free will. So everyone has
yes,
a choice, and most people that stay have business left to finish or die so abruptly that the trauma caused them to remain.
yes, so very true, Raymond. Yes,
Josh says different circumstances, and we don't know that religion is as cookie cutter as man has made it.
okay.
Hello, y'all. Hello,
Hi.
Rogers. Mark Lee. Mark Lee is another great friend of mine. He's a paranormal investigator and an ill
You
rock
are.
and roll rocker.
Yeah, so is me. So
Oh, you too? Okay.
yep.
Well, Mark Lee is an amazing rock singer. So Mark says, I believe that some people die sudden death, car crash, sudden heart failure, etc., and they don't realize they are dead. We spoke about that. I have
Yes.
talked to a few spirits that didn't realize they were dead. Okay. So, see, and all this is questionable because some die, some die don't even know that they're dead. So then, why are we told that when we're dead, when we die, is because God sends for us? So there shouldn't be nothing in between. It should be heaven or hell. You see
No.
what I'm saying? So when
Yep.
someone that believes in heaven and hell sees stuff like this, they'll be like, it can't be. They start
Right.
questioning it because they don't believe in and what's in between, which are the spirits, which are the and stuff like that. So this is a never ending
It is.
conversation.
It's a never-ending battle. Always
Yeah,
something new. And I think that's why people are just so fascinated with it.
I definitely am. I am so
I see that.
yeah
You're
because
awesome with it.
yeah I love the unknown, and back to what I was saying with the Bigfoot thing. I want to go do a Bigfoot
Full
research.
convention.
Yeah, I want to go do a research on a Bigfoot. I want to find. I live in Boston. I heard that Maine, New Hampshire, and New Hampshire in the woods. They seen. Uh, they got some Bigfoot uh, locations where it's active. So I'm
Wow.
gonna take a trip
First
up.
time hearing that.
Oh, really? Because
Oh,
Maine, it's the border of Canada.
right.
So if the and Canada is known for Bigfoot sightings, so they cross the border all through the woods. They cross over to Maine into New Hampshire in the woods. So they're all up there. You just got to go deep, deep, miles inside to actually see some stuff going down. So
You
I'm
you
looking.
would you would think for me being in this paranormal field for so many years, yes, I believe in UFOs, psychics, anything supernatural. For some reason, I never think of the Bigfoot. To be honest with you, I heard of it. I've seen clips of it. I just don't know why, but I'm just not attracted to the whole idea.
Because
Aliens, yes, but not Bigfoot for some reason. I
it's
don't know why.
Bigfoot. It's interesting to me because I follow a lot of the Bigfoot investigators, and they found a lot of um, tracks, a lot of some people have got pictures of it, and but no one has actually caught one. There's smart species. They smart. They've been living here for over centuries, and so we know that they exist. We got some hair follicles. We found
Like
footprints. We found
footprints, yeah.
footprints and some videos of some people that caught it on video. But no
Yeah,
one has ever caught one physically.
personally. Yeah,
Right. So that's why we got so many Bigfoot investigators, just like we got paranormal investigators to trying to find out something.
that's another new mystery.
Right.
A
It's a new
lot of
mystery.
answers, a lot of mystery, and it's like, is it human? Is it an animal? Is it a human animal? Like you just don't know, and that's probably what they're trying to find out. Because
Right.
it's tall, it walks like a human, but then again, it has fur on it. So it's like it makes your head spin, thinking like, what is it?
Right. Right. And is it coming from a different dimension? Is it
Right,
is it walking through a what is it called, a portal?
portal.
A portal? Is it, you know what I mean? Are they walking through portals and coming in and out? We don't know that. So that's just as interesting as the paranormal world, So that's why I love
Tell me
both.
about it.
You know, Mark says you have a special gift from God. I don't know if he's talking to you or me.
I was just gonna say, like, who is he referring to?
Well, we both got. I think we're both gifted. I think Ann and I are
A
both
lot
gifted.
of different ways, yes.
Yes.
And
Thank
and
you.
the more that you get into this paranormal field, you're gonna
Right.
get so much more sensitive because now you're gonna be more open to it. And let me tell you, you're gonna be like, crap, why did I do this? Just telling you.
Right.
It's
Right.
not all peaches and cream.
So Mark says, remember, death is not the end. It's only a closing door, and another door will
Your
open
physical body.
on
Yep.
a spiritual journey.
He's right. Just
I,
because you die, that doesn't mean that you're done.
Right. Well, what dies is your out your body, like your our meat, but
Right.
our soul is still living. So there
Yep.
is another journey for the soul, which we
Yes.
don't know what journey that is because we ain't been there. But what we do know is that some of our souls are stuck in the middle,
Yep.
right? Some of our spirits are stuck in the middle. Why? Right?
And that's where
That's
we step in and try to find more answers.
right. And okay, completely agree, says Joshua.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you.
People saying Bigfoot is an alien or entered.
I was thinking that too. I'm like you said, like, is it an alien? I don't know.
Right. Well, that's what's so interesting about both worlds.
Yep.
The paranormal and the Bigfoot. We don't know. We know it exists. We seen sightings. We have what is it? The
Body.
fur. They found some of their
Yeah, the hair. Yep.
they,
Particles of the hair.
yeah, of the hair and um
Footprints.
footprints, and certain things that they leave,
Videos. Yep.
videos, and certain things that they do in the woods, like when they break down the trees and put them into teepees, and they find
Yep.
yeah, they find certain caves with like brushes,
Yeah.
like when the woman Bigfoot have a baby, and that's where they're gonna have the baby, whatever.
Yeah, it
So
makes me want to think.
yeah, so
Where it's like, where did they come from? Like
yeah,
that's another thing too, where you were getting at with the whole portal thing. Are they crossing through portals? Um, y- Now you're making me want to get into Bigfoot now. See what you did?
no,
Now I got
listen,
another. Now I
yeah,
got
no,
another thing I want to look into.
yes, get into. I want to. There's two things I want to do before God sends for me or whenever I die, is to find out more about the paranormal and Bigfoot. I want to research that. I want to go. I want to take a 3-day vacation to the woods in New Hampshire or Maine, deep in Maine, maybe 2 miles in, and just to see. Even if I hear the wood knocks or the howling, that's enough for me. I don't have to see it.
Yeah,
If I
well,
can hear the howling, okay.
if you get spooked very easily, I would tell you that the woods will play mind tricks with you. And I'm telling you that from experience. Woods creep me out.
Hi, Ashley. Well, because I've been following Bigfoot, I know what a bear sounds like. I know what a
Right.
wolf sounds like. I know what a
Wind. Yep.
beaver sounds like. So when you hear you would know off off your heart when you hear something that's not uh that doesn't belong in the woods. You will know the difference between a howling from a
And a
dog
scream. Yep.
and
I
a
know.
scream, and that will, trust me, you will be like, pack my stuff right now. I'm
God.
done.
I
I'm
mean,
out
there's
of here.
only so far I can go with the paranormal, but when you hear something like that,
Right.
where's the car? I'm
Yeah,
done.
exactly. So
Oh, I can't find it.
right. So right. So these are things that I'm interested in, and I want to when it get a little warmer out because it's cold now. We from the East Coast.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when
We
it
don't.
get warmer out, I would like to go with a group, not by myself. I might call, say, Anna, I'm going up there. Let's get a group together. Bring your camera.
Right.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go do a 3-day
That's
adventure
amazing.
to the woods. And of course, we're gonna take somebody that knows the woods. Maybe
Yeah.
take somebody from Maine that knows about.
Higher up than me.
Right, for real.
Hey, listen, you want to do something like that? I'm all in.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
I'm up for any type of adventure, so I'm good.
Good. So we're going to set that up for this summer coming up, and
I'm in.
I'm gonna do some more investigation on who I can talk to in New Hampshire or Maine that's into the Bigfoot um, world, and see if they can take us out for a tour where to see where they active. And again, I don't have to see it. If I
Right.
hear if I hear the tree knock, or I hear or I
I
hear
got you. I got your back. It's okay.
okay, I'm gonna
You'll
say,
be
Anna.
okay.
I'm gonna say, Anna, pick up your coffee pot. We getting the hell out of here. Okay, we
No,
out of here. That's
no,
enough.
watch over
Okay.
you. Don't worry.
Okay. Ashley says maybe when one is caught, it has some defense mechanism we don't know of, and it automatically takes you to another dimension or kills you or something. Yeah, well, I hope it doesn't kill us, Ashley. We're hoping it don't. And if it comes towards me, guess what?
I'm the first one running.
No, I'm throwing Ashley in front. I'm gonna say, Ashley, you
There you
you
go.
fight, you fight while I go get help.
Oh my
I,
God.
I'll give Ashley all the weapons. Let her fight with Bigfoot while I go get help.
There's a movie for you.
Okay. Hello, peaches and creams. Yep,
Yep. Famous line. Yep.
absolutely. Keep searching, baby. It's a big world. Yeah, definitely. Yes, lots of documented evidence. True. It's
Yes.
it's yes. So yeah, well, I definitely want to see Bigfoot. Yeah, yeah, Deb, you loving the show? LOL. So there is there is activity in Kentucky. Yes, there
Huh.
is. I was just watching. I wish I could turn my camera on. I'm watching Bigfoot on my TV as we speak about it. You know that? Uh Knew some, yes, there sure is. So the so there's so many questions, Anna, that you know myself, yourself, and the people around the world would love to know about the paranormal, and there is a lot of questions that need to be answered. And you know, um, how often do you and your team go out and investigate?
I haven't, to be honest, I don't need to go out because, like I said, I actually have activity in my own house.
You what in your
So,
own house?
yeah, so I haven't done it in a while. I've been very busy. I've been busy with so many projects. I actually really do miss it. I can't wait for the winter to be over so this way I can jump right back into it and do my adventure um, because right now I'm in the middle of writing my book. And but yeah, my house, yes, sadly to say, I actually had my team come out here. And I had two spirits, a man and a woman, and I have EVPs that will make your head spin. You'd be like, "Excuse me?"
Oh
I'd be
wow.
like, "Yeah, I heard that." So the woman said, "This is my house," and we were downstairs, and they were doing a ball and cat ball with lights in it, and it happened to move towards my foot. And I said, "Did you push that?" And they were like, "No." So it kind of just moved on its own. And in the EVP, the male figure says, "Either your foot or my feet." And it was clear. Even my brother heard the EVPs and he couldn't believe. He was like, "Yeah, I ain't coming over your house no more." So we've had whistling upstairs. Um, I've been woken up in the middle of the night. We haven't had things happen too often lately. It's been kind of quiet. But yeah, my house is very interesting. And does it bother me? No. I'm kind of used to it by now because I'm in this field. And but if I see plates coming out of my cabinet, that's why I pack my bags. So
Right.
I only go so far with it. You can stay here, but yeah, no moving furniture, no turning lights on and off. Yeah, no, no, no. I'm good.
Okay. So let me ask you this: have you ever tried reaching out to a family member?
What do you mean?
Like, have you ever tried to see if you can get one of your family members to talk through to you?
It's very different with my gift. I have helped others. But when it comes to my family, that's a question that I have all the time. And I'm like, why don't you don't see mine? And I get so angry because I miss them so much. But
Right.
they're like, you don't see them, but I dream about them. I've had signs happen. I hear songs on the radio. So they are there, but you know, I just get the messages different than others.
So would you have to go to the location where, say, a family member had passed away for you to try to connect with them through
Yes,
BBP, through VPV, whatever it is that you use?
yes. It just makes it a lot easier with their energy because I'm more closer than far away. It makes the connection a lot better
Right.
for that.
And I asked you that because I never heard any investigators say that they spoke to their family member but one, and that was Mark,
Uh,
that said
yeah.
his brother. Oh no, it was no, Mark said it, and Brandon spoke to his brother. His brother died, and his brother connected to him. They talked, and Mark, what is, I think it was his mother. So I'm just asking because I don't really hear a lot of investigators. They say they go and talk to other spirits, but never to their family members. I barely hear that.
That's the first one I've heard that myself. I haven't heard that. Yeah, I probably have been, but I just don't pay attention to it.
Right.
But I know for me as a reader, I don't read family members, only because you're so close with them, you already know their information. So they always say that's not a good idea. And that's the only part that I know of. That's the first time I ever heard something like that.
Right. Because like for me, if I was an investigator, that will be the first people I will try to want to connect to is my family member, just to see
Yeah,
if they're okay, to see if there's something that they need me to do, or if they want me to say something to someone. You know, that would be my thing if I was an
yeah,
investigator, was to see if I can connect with my father, my mom, my cousins, my nephews, and see if they're okay. Because what I
yeah,
see is a lot of investigators, they investigate, but they investigate other people, other, you know, people they don't know, or going to other people's. But I barely see them going to their own, family, or talk to try to get connected to their own family members and stuff. Like I don't see that a lot. And if I
no, I
seen it,
don't
it's
either. You
it's
would
very,
think, right?
huh?
You would think, you
Yes,
know.
I would think. Okay. I actually did reach out to my Aunt May in 22. She died in December 2001. I was doing an EVP session on my MP3 and asked if she could she say my name, and she did. Still have the recording. She said Joshua very faintly, but it's undeniable and totally her voice. Right. So, you know, and I know for a fact that if you hear someone that you loved and missed come through one of those MP3s, you will feel you will feel some
Comfort.
comfort, or maybe sad, because you can't
Yeah, you can't
touch them.
physically see them. So when you hear
Right.
something like that, I feel like that's why people cry so hard, because it's like a moment where you can't believe that actually happened to you.
Right. And the fact that you're saying, well, why haven't you crossed over? Why ain't you in heaven? Why are you still here?
Well, like I said, families hold guilt,
Mhm.
um, feeling like it's their fault. I mean, why they were sick, or they didn't take care of them good enough. They wish they could have did this better, or had a fight and they feel like, I wish I could have said sorry before he passed away. But a lot of that guilt really does hold them here from them crossing over.
Right. So, so so many things that you guys have to do to connect with the people that crossed over, and
Yes,
there's so many things that you guys want to know. But okay, so let's talk about your podcast, your show. You have a show.
yes,
You're a talk show host. So
yep.
tell us what your show's about.
My show, I developed my show because I feel bad for paranormal teams that don't get recognized. They have such hard work, such hard evidence. I feel bad that they only pick people, no offense, who are only on TV or who only own a book. So I want to be that person where I care for paranormal teams, I care for the psychics that need help and get their word out. I think that they have every right to get recognized, and that's what my show is about: is to show them that we do care about them. We do want to show their evidence. Their evidence is important to everybody who either doesn't believe or does believe, and I want to show that support to all the teams that are trying really, really hard.
Right. And and big shout out to all the psychics and the mediums and everybody. The thing with me with psychics is I've seen some psychics, and I've been to places where people read cards and stuff like that.
Right?
Some of them are convincing and some of them ain't. Right.
Yeah. Right. I know.
And I say that because sometimes I see some shows and 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 they seem to ask you questions, and it's like they switching it. They
It's
actually
the same, yeah, it's the same thing over and over and over. Yeah, I
right,
know.
and it's I do they really know, or they just going off of what you telling them, and they picking up from you, and
Yeah,
so to
that,
me it's a iffy thing.
yeah. See, that's what I hate about TV. I mean, believe me, I would love a shot of paranormal TV, but that's one of my goals. Um, the one thing I hate about TV is that they give us a different bad name, and I don't
Right,
think it's fair to the psychics out there that have a gift and who are there actually showing what they can do.
right,
And why I have this broadcast because not only for paranormal, but for people who believe in their gift and want to show it and want to prove it, and I want to give them that shot so this way TV can stop making us look like we're fake and
yeah,
not telling the truth. But it's not true. We all. I tell people this all the time. Everybody has the third eye. You are chosen not to open it. You
right,
want once you open it, it's not that you're psychic, but you can be very sensitive to the spirit world.
yeah,
You can see different things that others can.
right.
So yeah, everybody has a little bit of a gift in them. They just have to believe in it and let it happen.
Right, and figure it out. Like I'm
Right.
gifted in certain things. I know I got
See, there
certain,
you go.
I got
Yep.
I got certain things that I know that I can do that other guys people can't see or do. Um, and I get it. I'm figuring out my third eye. Right, I'm figuring out my spiritual side from my ancestors, my native ancestors, and my mother side of spiritual stuff that they used to do. I'm figuring out my side now, but psychics, like I seen a show of this lady where she was helping police. Um, she was helping police um, with murders. She was
Right.
helping. She was helping them solve murders that they couldn't solve, and
Mhm.
and she was legit.
Yeah.
Like she was taking them to places and telling them things that the cops didn't know. And when she told them, it was exactly what she said,
Mhm.
and the same exact place and the stuff that the spirit was telling her. She was telling the cops, and the cops would check into it and find out that yeah, that was the person. It was like so crazy, and so I know there is people legitimate
Yes.
can speak to spirits and see things. And there are some that are just hoaxers, just do
Yeah,
it
it's a
for,
shame.
for TV and make those people that are gifted look like either they
Yeah.
crazy or they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
But it's just amazing, because of this community and the work is this field is what has helped me open up more about my gift. That's
Yeah,
radio.
see? Yep. That's
That's
exactly
radio.
what we were talking about.
One of my best shows ever.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Josh. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. What was it, Sylvia? I don't know her. I don't remember her name, Josh. I know she was an older lady. Her hair was kind of curly. I believe she had on glasses. Um, but she was
Hmm.
on point with everything. Listen, she must have helped police solve over 20 murders that wasn't unsolved, and because of her psychic abilities and and the spirits talking to her, she brought the police to where the bodies were at, and to actually solve the murder, and actually took them to the person that actually killed them. I was amazed. I was like, this lady is official.
Yeah.
you
Yes,
know.
you would be amazed what we could do. And that's why I want to improve on my show to show people like we can do this. We can talk to the wall. We can talk to people that are not there. And there's so many things that we can do that people just don't understand that how talented it can really be.
Right. So your show is basically more to promote uh to promote people. I'm
And
kind of
help.
like
Yeah,
and
and
help,
help. Yep.
kind of like what I do. So that's what I do on my show. I bring people here with stories that have stories to help them and connect them and promote what they do. You know, and that's great. And I don't know what you do on your show, but my show I have all types of people here. I have actors, directors, comedians, activists,
That's awesome.
paranormal investigators, um, people that have to talk about
Right.
domestic violence, or or just certain contents. Like I had a
Yeah.
show the other day talking about how important it is to have a support system when you're in your darkest moments,
Yeah.
and that I had over 200 views on that one. Just talking about support system.
Yeah.
So this show, this my platform is for everybody.
Right.
Not just
And that's
paranormal.
great. That's so cool you get like actors. I don't know how to get in touch with people like that because I'm still learning. I only have done this for a month and I'm taking off like crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I'm just so excited how well it's doing. And I'm really glad that I could be there for people and also for people who are not paranormal teams and have weird experience and don't understand that answer, they can come on my show too. They don't always have to be on a paranormal team to do that.
Right. So that's exactly what you have to say on your show. You know, um, I want to personally friend you both amazing humans. Thank you, Joshua.
Yeah,
Likewise.
thank you, Joshua, you're more than welcome to be on my page.
Likewise. So, this is why I created my page, kind of like what you're doing. I did it because, I know how it feels to have a talent and no one opened the doors or give you an
Nope.
opportunity to show your talent. And
Yep.
I know how it feels when people used to close their doors in my
Yeah.
face and didn't give
It
me up.
hurts.
Right. So I said, what can I do to give back to my people? What can I do to help them and give them, and how to give them a platform where they don't have to go to Hollywood. They don't have to go to these big shows to get to get um to get known. I
Right.
said, I'm gonna open up a podcast and give them my platform so they can do so and share it with other platforms, share them with other talk shows. Because I know a lot of, I've been doing this for 3 years, almost 3 years, and I know so many people from Hollywood to Las Vegas, directors, actors that been in movies that you and I have probably already seen on TV. you know, I met a great friend of mine, Karen, Catherine COVID Pacino. She was the wife of Al Pacino's father. The one that did Scarface. She's an amazing friend of mine. I met Sandy Johnson. Sandy Johnson is the woman that did Halloween, the first 1978. She's been
Oh,
she's been on my show. She's an amazing woman. Shauna Gibson. Shauna Gibson has her own talk show, Queen G Live Experience. She's the sister of Tyrese Gibson, the rapper, I mean the singer and the actor from Fast and the Furious. So I've met these amazing people through my platform, and I'm just grateful that I got this platform to be able to have those people on my show. And
right.
tomorrow I'm gonna have Hollywood actor Derek Webb on
Oh,
my
I'll
show.
be watching.
He's in a Hollywood actor, and he's been in a couple shows, a werewolf, an animated House of Horror. You know,
Oh,
so these are the people that I know. These are good friends of mine. Robert Amico just did a song of Dead President, with my other friend Donna Lee Hastings, Hollywood actors. They got some amazing stuff on. So I wanted my platform for everyone, not just
right.
certain individuals, because I started off doing rappers because I'm an artist, right?
Right.
I said, but I don't just want to I just don't want to interview rappers because it's going to get boring. I want to
Yeah.
do, I
Yeah.
want to do other things. So I opened the doors to directors, actors, comedians. I have great comedians on my show and paranormal people. So if you can do that
Yeah. I will.
on your
Yeah.
show, would be
Yeah.
amazing. And you
I
and
know.
you know
I just don't know how to get in touch with people like that. I wish I knew, because I'm a big horror person. I would love to have people from horror movies who had paranormal experiences to share on my page. That would be amazing.
Yes. So you're gonna meet them because there's so many people, and I will send you some. I know a lot of
Thank
them.
you. Thank you
You
so
know,
very much.
I'll send you some great people to interview
Yes,
on your
please
show.
do.
And because that's what I do. I'm not selfish.
I'm not either.
I
I'm
want
not.
people. I want your show to grow. I want people to
Thank
know.
you.
I want people to know who Anna is. And what you stand for and what you believe in. And you're a great person. You got a great personality.
Thank you.
And I like to work with people like that. And the Don't Big Show is one of a kind show. I mean, there's plenty of shows out there, but none like my show.
I'm
Okay.
just, I'm so blessed to be on your show, and I so appreciate that you gave me this great opportunity. I'm glad I was able to make your show awesome tonight. So that really means a lot to me.
Yeah, you definitely did. We went over an hour. It's amazing, but this is my show. We can go as far as we want. You see, that's the good thing about having your own show. You your own boss, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
But so I do have a lot of book writers too, authors that have been on my show, and that's amazing. And you're gonna meet people where they're gonna want you to come to their events. I'm going to a lot
Oh,
of.
I'm definitely ready for that. That's it. That's a new adventure for me too. So,
Yes, I'm going to some events this next year, to a lot of galas where movie premieres and you see actors and you're gonna meet models. The
ooh,
runway. Like I'm going to one on the 29th from my friend Bella Levy. She's a nonprofit organization against human trafficking. She's a
right,
good, she's a good friend of mine. She's having an event on the 29th in Baltimore. I'm going to that event, and she's having a walkway with models, and there's going to be all types of people there. Where it's a good place for you to collaborate with people and meet people. So, and I'm also an actor, so that's why
yeah, that helps.
that helps a little bit. But I'll definitely will link you up with some people. You just let me know what type of people you want to have on your show.
Anything that helps, anything that makes it more interesting, even though it is interesting now because I just started, but I want to take it to that next level, be like I have 1 million viewers. So that's the goal I want to get at. So I always wanted to meet new people and acting, and like I said, the goal I have for me is to be on paranormal TV and stuff like that, because I want to show what I can do. I want to show my talent, and I want to show what a great professional ghost hunter I am. So hopefully someday that will happen. So
Yeah. Well, I believe in this, right? I believe in self motivation, right? You can do and be whatever you want to be as long as you
get
do
mind to it. Yep.
put mind to it. If you want to be that TV paranormal, you can do it. You can go take your cameras, edit your stuff, send it out to certain locations, and see if they pick it up. You know,
Right.
and we know so many people in the paranormal page, like the Parapost Network and P3, that somebody in there can be connected to what you want to do.
Right. And that's a problem. I don't know who to connect with is what's
Well,
driving me nuts.
that's all. Listen, that's all gonna come. You know, and always ask questions. You gotta ask who can I link up. Brian is the right person because Brian knows a lot of people. Brian's from Canada. That's where all
Okay.
the Bigfoot at. But anyway, Brian is the person that you want to talk to. Let him know what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go with it, and he can give you more advice on who he can connect you with and who to talk to as far as you wanting to do that TV thing, and maybe he can
Yeah,
tell
that would be
you
awesome.
how to do it yourself. So
Right.
yeah, we can definitely do that for you. And
Oh, I
so
appreciate that.
so where can people find you? Um, if they wanted to look for you or your page?
My main page is Anna Brandimarte. On the side, um, my pages are right there. You can just click on it. Find me at Anna Spiritual Message is my psychic page. Message from the Afterlife is my Facebook for my broadcast. And the Research on the Unknown is my personal team. And one more is the Spell Candle Shop, where I help paranormal teams make candles and protection and all this other stuff.
Okay, that's awesome. That's great. See,
Thank you.
you're doing so many things, girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
anything to
I,
get
I,
attention.
I'm scared of you, boom, bang, bang.
Oh, you don't have to be scared of me. I'm sweet, thank you.
Oh Jesus, the fact that you're close to me makes me scared, girl. Okay.
Hey,
Don't
hey, hey.
don't be
Don't
moving, girl.
worry, I am very sweet, and you got nothing to worry
You
about.
keep me nervous, girl. I'm putting on my
No,
guns.
don't
See, be
be
easy.
nervous.
Don't
Hey,
move.
look, you want to ask for my protection when you're in the paranormal field.
Okay, well, you got a whole lot of you got a big family that can take care of you, all right? I'll just sit back and watch and scream out help.
Bloody murder.
Okay, that'll be me. Okay, so I want to thank you for coming aboard. I think you're great. You're great. You're a great soul. You're a great human being, and you're gonna prosper. In this game that
Yep.
we're in, and you got a great support system. You got P3 family. You got the Parapost our family. You got us. You got everyone here that's watching. Joshua as well. So you know, and we're looking forward into shooting. I want to shoot a movie, a paranormal movie, and
Okay.
so that's something that I've been talking to Brian and Matt about. Matt is closer to you. Matt is out from Philly,
Okay.
so I mean we're on the same coast. But
Right.
that's something that I brought to their ears because I'm always thinking about doing something different. I've
Right.
always want to do something else. So I think a great film with all of us in it. We can even play our own characters and
Okay.
and just shoot and just shooting them. We just got to get the right people together to make it happen. And I think we
Mhm.
have it. I'm pretty sure we can find a great editor in our group. I'm pretty sure we can find great actors in our great writers that can write the story
Mhm.
and put it into a script format. I'm pretty sure we can find that in our groups. So as long as we have that, and with all our equipment, so we can make anything happen. We got good
Yep.
great cameras. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
Um, as far as distributing and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure we got connections that can help us distribute, the film and where to and put it in the right places and stuff. So that's something that I've been talking with the guys with. But we'll talk about that in the future. You know what I mean? Um,
Yes.
so listen, thank you for coming on. You're
You're
great,
welcome.
and loosen up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because this is what we do here. Hey, 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 hey. You feel me? We loosen up when we down for the
You.
show. You can't be. I want you to be Anna. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you after the show be like, damn man, I could have threw this up. Not be you. We want you to, be yourself.
A little bit.
Hey, 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 hey. That's what I'm
Right.
talking about.
There you go. There you go.
You from Jersey, girl. You gotta have that
That's it.
swag.
That's
You
it.
gotta
You
have
got
that.
a jersey out of me now.
You gotta get that swag out, girl. I'm trying to tell you something.
Oh, I got
Okay.
swag. I'm just not showing it.
Let me find out. Okay, so before we hang up, we're gonna read Josh says, have a blessed evening. I have a brief client telling you right first. Need to take the approach out and totally down the fly up. Again, okay. Great show, thank you. Crank the salsa music. Crank the salsa music. I don't think Anna know how to dance salsa.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Okay then. Una colilla de cigarro más. Oh, un cenicero que va a reventar. Okay. You got it. You got it. All right, guys. Thank you, Anna, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm gonna bring you back in a couple months. We're gonna see what you're doing and what else you're getting
Yeah,
into.
sounds great.
And then we'll bring you back on the show and we'll talk about your what you're doing at the present day with some of your investigations.
Sounds great.
Thank you for coming on, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. That's my girl, Anna Maguerit, all the way from Jersey. Paranormal investigator, also talk show host. You guys, if you want to be on her show, make sure you guys reach out to her on her Facebook page and ask to come on the show. She's also part of the Power Post Network. She's also part of the P3 family. So make sure you guys check her out, show her some love. If you want to be on the show again, just make sure you reach out to her and ask her to be on the show. And if you can't get in contact with her, reach out to me. I'll reach out to her and I'll make it happen. You know what it is. So I want to thank everybody. You guys been great. Thank you for showing my girl Anna so much support. Thank the Power Post Network team. Thank the P3 family for showing some love. And thank all my YouTubers for logging in and checking out the show. And you already know what it is. We'll see you tomorrow with Hollywood actor, fitness trainer, and director Derek Webb will be on the show tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in and don't miss that because it's going to be a great show. And that's it for the night. That was, you know what I mean? So thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm going to leave y'all with peace, love, respect. And y'all already know I'm out of here.